Hello, and welcome back. I'm sorry, Andy just broke. Yeah. Are you okay?
Do we cramp?
Okay.
Over cramp.
I
should have drank more water at Comic-Con.
Okay. Oh, Betty. Okay, take a break if you need to. I'm really sorry.
It's all right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to A Manor of Speaking. Take a deep breath, Lauren. I hope you had a lovely and refreshing break and drank more water than Andy did. We are going to conclude our story here tonight. We are going to find out and determine the fates of our 5 main characters and what it is they are doing with perhaps the rest of their lives.
No pressure or anything.
However long or short those may happen to be. She's basically dead, alright?
I was not going to take that from you.
Yeah, thank you. So, we are going to conclude tonight's episode very quickly and very briefly. Just some remind announcements. Thank you already to everyone who has donated to the show. You are helping keep the lights on. You will see a donation goal for us below that breaks up our goals into kind of 2 chunks for the week of what we are hoping to make in order to pay all of our people for all of our costs that are not covered by Patreon. If you would like to support us on a more regular basis, Patreon is an amazing way to do that. If you head over to Patreon, you can sign up for a regular monthly donation, which is incredible and awesome and super appreciated. So thank you everybody who has donated so far and also who participated in our fundraiser this past weekend. That was amazing. We are truly appreciative. Other announcements, I think that's the main one. Next week we will have Leviathan Distant Stars on Wednesday and the first episode of Eat, Pray, Kill on Friday. I'm very excited. And don't forget to check out Storybrewers Kickstarter. It's running for like 4 more hours now. I think it was 66 when we started. So check that out if you would like to support an indie game dev and some very cool and lovely people and also get your hands on this very fun game. You can do that through their Kickstarter. And they hit a bunch of goals, so it's super awesome. All right. So with that, let us jump back into our game with our characters, each of them their fates to be determined. They have worked their wiles and their wills, and well, we shall see where they end up. So I believe there was an invitation by a charity Fairfax, for a Theodore Lockhart to come visit her at her estate post haste.
Yes.
This very afternoon, the day after the duel, I believe. Or the day of the duel.
The day of the duel.
Excellent, because there was later an invitation to tea with Gerald and Jasper and Margaret. And I think that may end up being our final scene. So we shall go to the Fairfax estate. And here we shall find Charity, or Jasper. What do we see?
So, Charity is still dressed as Jasper. She doesn't really have the luxury to sort of change out. And she is nervous, so she has a screen set up so that when Theodore arrives, he can sit down and have some tea and not see her. She doesn't want to see him. She just wants to talk to him.
Oh, he will come post haste.
Theodore, you are let into the house, into the drawing room. And there is a screen. And there is maybe a Charity?
Hello?
Hello. Thank you so much for coming so quickly. Please have a seat and have some tea.
Of course. Sit down. This is most interesting. Is this the latest style for proper behavior?
No. Someone once told me that truth is who you are in the dark. And it would be entirely inappropriate for us to meet in the dark. But I truly do believe that if I am to have the truth and the honest truth, it will be achieved if you cannot see me. So for the sake of getting on with it, I have a screen set up here so that we can talk more candidly than we might otherwise.
I always thought of twins that you were always the most wise, and most poetic, though I do love Jasper dearly. So I'll play this game. And
Thank
I
you.
apologize if things have not been as we each would like.
That is sort of the way of life. It is always an adventure, full of mysteries and surprises.
Mysteries and surprises. When you read them in the books, they sound so much better, don't they?
Indeed. So, we spoke very briefly the other day, and it was largely confusing for me. I have known you my whole life, though I've come to the understanding that I don't actually know you. And perhaps you don't actually know me. However, it seems as though you had wanted to say something to me. And before I ask any questions, I would like to just give you a chance to say what it is you were trying to say the other day.
Oh my, it might be candid. For our honors, I think I would say that I'm in love with the thought of you and the thought of us. Whether that is beyond just my imagination remains to be seen, but for years, both in your way and then when I was studying in London, I could only think about what could possibly be. And it seemed almost like inevitability that I would gain my status, I would become a lawyer of some repute, or maybe even go into the House of Lords like my father. I would take you for a wife, and that would be that. And then things changed. Your brother became ill for a time and then became better, and then you were shipped off to boarding school, and I could not fulfill everything that my father required of me. I became a son of bad graces, so to speak. And I've been spending the last years just trying to get back to what I imagined. And I guess I thought that when I saw you again, it would just work and be easy again, and yet things are as complicated as ever. There are rumors, and I know what I believe, and I know what my heart feels, but I also know that my father, that the family lives off of our perfect reputation, that nothing can besmirch it. Anything less would make us, I don't know, like the Cranes. So I apologize. I'm just trying to find this balance between what I must feel and what I must do for my family.
Yes, that is a burden I know quite well. And it is one that has only grown more complicated with each passing day. I too have harbored secret affections for you since, well, as long as I can remember. Though I admit that I too found you changed. And I don't know what to make of it, though I do wish to say that my chiefest concern is your happiness. If you have a heart for another, please do not feel that you must have any loyalty to me simply because of our history or our proximity to each other. You must do what you feel to be the right thing to do.
And what of you, Jerry? What do you want?
For more freedom for everyone.
That's a noble gesture, but that doesn't answer my question. What do you want? For you, Charity. Do you want to be with me? Just say the words and I will propose right here and now.
I don't know what I want. I have many desires. Maybe the chief desire right now for me is to be able to take walks without a chaperone. And that is the only thing I can understand at this moment. I am full of conflicting feelings. But I must ask, what about Agnes?
Agnes, she's a good woman. She has given me counsel. She has been kind, and she does not mince words. She is practical. And sometimes practicality means a lot in our society. But if you ask if I love her, I do not. I barely even know her. I know my father would love her. And perhaps in time, were that to be, perhaps I could love her. But if you ask me now, I do not.
Things are so complicated, aren't they?
Remember when we were children?
Good.
When we were telling stories, and we all said that it was so boring living this simple life. To spend every day at the farm, or to walk and have tea, and we always wished for adventure, and to have grand affairs of politics, and be heroes of war, or of the London scene. And some days I just wish that I could just wake up next to one I love and spend all day just looking at the beautiful scenery of this grand land of Daventry.
Yes, that is a lovely dream. And I too have a dream. Might I ask, if I were to share something with you, would you swear to me on your honor that you would keep it in this room?
You must do nothing but ask. I would do anything for you.
All right. So I'm just gonna get up and go around the screen.
That's Jasper.
Yes, Jasper.
That explains a few. Oh my.
I would say to you that perhaps this is my truest self. And that it does not seem like there will be much cause for me to change in the near future. My brother is gravely ill, and as the main hope for my family, they have asked me to protect our reputation and to cover for him until such a time as he recovers. Though I have no idea what they intend to do if he does not recover.
So, all my interactions, all my letters to Jasper were to you.
Yes, I am terribly sorry for that situation there. I felt immense guilt every time I read a letter that you had addressed to him.
I'm sad. Not of this raid, because I think I understand what you must do. It's a weird thing to know that the love of your life is your best friend, and that your best friend may never be seen again because he is fading. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you must pretend to be something that you're not just to live a life that perhaps should have been deserved to you long ago. For I was not lying. You are the smartest and kindest person I've ever met, man or woman.
That is incredibly generous of you to say. I think that I must ask, does what you have learned of me now change any of how you feel or think about me?
It changes nothing, but it changes everything. I still believe I love you. Or at least I love the thought of you. I believe that, again, with time and eternity, we could spend every day just waking up in this beautiful state in Daventry, be happy, perhaps see children. But I also believe that's not what you want anymore.
I am not entirely sure what I want at this time. But I must ask, Could you see yourself loving me as I am now, without any hesitation?
I believe I could, and I believe by doing so I would become a pauper.
Yes. Regardless of circumstances that we might like, any continuation of our connection would require great sacrifice.
Indeed. You've given me a lot to think about. And know this. I need to reach out and actually take Charity's hand. For this moment, and this moment alone, let's pretend that there is no outside world. That we are to be betrothed. I love you, Charity. Maybe tomorrow, things will become clear. Maybe it will never become clear, but in this moment, we have each other. And maybe, if things do not work out, we can remember this. And just pretend that this is our eternity.
I'm just gonna lean in and kiss him.
Legit. Solid choice.
Dang.
One of the servants in the room just like clatter, puts the tray down. Walks out of the room.
I'm not crying, you're crying. It's
Walks
fine.
back in the room.
No, it's fine.
Oh my, I believe that we've gotten the servants talking.
The servants are always there.
Yeah,
No.
they are all well aware of the situation and are paid well enough for their silence.
It does not matter, for that is our moment, not theirs. But let me know, for unfortunately we do not live in the eternity I wished for, and time draws short, and soon I must make a decision that will affect not only my life, but the fate of Daventry.
Yes. I think that please come to tea with me tonight at Margaret's estate. And after the tea, I think we can make our decision.
To tea it is.
Just inviting people over to Margaret's house.
She'll understand.
Highly irregular.
I thought Gerald's already supposed to be there.
Yes.
Ooh, it's gonna be a fun back.
I can hold on to one of those.
Sorry.
Until that night, Miss Fairfax, and he'll kiss her hand, or should I say, Sir Fairfax, and he will bow as well, and then turn.
Right.
As Theodore is leaving, Agnes walks down the stairs. Just sort of startled. Oh, Mr. Lockhart.
Miss Croft,
I didn't know you were here today.
I was invited by Jasper. We've, as you know, are childhood
course.
friends. But it is good to see you again.
Thank you for your hospitality at
It's
the ball.
the least I could do. You've done me so much service when anyone else would politic.
I am glad I could help. I will be returning home soon. My father wishes to speak with me, and of course, I have no reason to stay here after my brother leaves, if he chooses to. But I would be glad to have a reason to return.
Mayhaps you could stay another day or two.
I may be able to work some magic to make that happen.
And there is a deep sigh, and it does not sound like a happy sigh.
Oh, buddy.
It's complicated as all things are, but know this. When other people play games, you do not, and I appreciate that.
You are one of the first to have ever said that about me.
He does not say he's a good judge of character.
I pride myself on being aware of what is happening around me, and believe that it is important to understand one's place and work to make that place one you are happy in.
That is a pragmatic view.
I also am aware that sometimes you can get away with things that people might not notice.
Oh. Oh. His eyes.
You heard about my brother's parentage.
I did.
That
Everyone
was what I was referring to. That was a secret held for 21 years. So old Isaac is 21 years. You'd be surprised what people manage to get away with.
You give me something to think of. But if you would, another day, please.
Of course. Safe travels.
Of course.
Waltz the other way and, like, out of the corner of her eye, see Jasper in the other room. Just winks.
Oh. I hurt for him. He's gonna walk out.
Anyone? I mean, no one else is gonna show up. Isaac, do you just, like, peek out covered in flour?
No, while they were talking, I was about to go in and just like.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Hello, Isaac.
Oh wait, no. Now Agnes is talking to him.
No.
Oh no.
I suppose she might go into the kitchen.
No, I left already because I need to talk to Lady Spencer.
That's true. That's true. Technically, we would normally end this, but let's say we will go to the Lady Spencer because we think we've got a big tea scene, and that'll be our final one.
House party.
So at the same time, you were at the Lady Spencer's. You walked into her state, and she is very clearly sitting in the drawing room where you were led in. Oh, hello.
Yes.
Take a seat.
Okay. So, look, things.
We had a bargain.
Yes. And
Does this not interest you? She gestures at the entire room.
do you want me to be honest?
Certainly. Why would I want anything else?
It doesn't.
Oh,
I mean, it's interesting. It's great. But,
what does interest you, boy?
well, I've been talking to Jasper,
Yes.
and been talking
an odd
about
one.
things like being true to yourself.
Such a difficult thing for us to do in these times.
So I'm sure you understand my decision.
Slam it down.
Monologue token, Charlotte.
Charlotte. Ooh.
Charlotte! I think Isaac's already had one today. so-
Yes. This might be her final scene. I want to know what she thinks
This
about
is-
freedom to be oneself.
Oh, the freedom to be oneself. I was young once. Innocent. Unthinking. A carefree girl of 16 years, visiting a far-off place. Where is Isaac's family from? Where's the Croft estate?
It's in the same place.
Far-off place known as Wales.
It's in England.
It's in England. It's in England.
It's in a generic.
A far-off place. Oxford. I was there with family for a summer. It was a grand summer. A summer I will never forget. A summer that should never have happened when I met a man. Bertrand. Bertrand swept me off my feet. He was always an odd duck. A strange one, but so was I. I didn't quite fit in with what my family wanted for me. And we had a glorious summer. I learned a lot about myself. And I also learned a lot about birds and bees that had not been taught to me. I do not understand why we don't teach this medical science. I only hope that changes someday. 9 months later, I returned there, and Bertrand and his brother and I came to an agreement that neither of us were fit to raise the child. And we passed him off to be the younger brother to the young Agnes. Her mother being close to death, perhaps. No. When did your mother die? When did Isaac's mother die? Did it have been...
I thought Charlotte Spencer was still
No,
alive.
not
She
Charlotte.
just
When
died.
did Agnes's mother
My
die?
mom just died?
In a
In mid-monologue.
She died of old age.
It was about 3 years before I was born.
That would make sense, which would also be why no one ever talked about it. The young girl's mother had recently passed, and it seemed only fitting that they would raise another. They could pass it off as something or other. I gave them a sizable amount of money from my parents because they felt guilty for my transgressions, and I learned that day that it's a very difficult life if one chooses to follow one's heart and dreams. I was fortunate to meet a man who I could more or less tell what I wanted, and he would do it.
True love.
He loved me, and I loved him until he tragically died of the fault of a Gerald Hawkins, who I will never forgive. Not incompletely. He's alright. I don't hate him entirely now. But this child is my son, and my son wishes to follow his heart. Perhaps I should help him do that. What is it you want?
I want to leave. Not
Where to?
here right now, but
To do what?
to start over. Apparently my family situation is complicated enough that I'm going to abandon the name, start over, and do something more simple.
Well, it is convenient for you that technically the name Croft has never actually belonged to you. Well, sort of. Halfway.
Exactly, so I have 2 half names. So what do I do with that?
Perhaps a small parcel of fortune to help you realize your dreams. Enough to get you started.
Well, I've already rented a ship.
With what money?
I still have money left over that my papa gave me to go to France. Or to learn to be a doctor. I mean, think about it. Learning to be a doctor is probably way more expensive than the cookings. The cookings.
The cookings.
I've just had it.
I
smashed
have
away.
friends in the Americas. They left. Started a good business. And then there was that war. They seem to have profited from it. I would ask them a favor. Send a letter with you. They will put you up. And I will send a small fortune of money, and you will go and make a name for yourself.
Thank you. I did not think that this was how this meeting would go.
I'm still disappointed in you.
Everyone is.
Bertrand isn't.
Bertrand is never disappointed in anyone.
He's just...
Bertrand thinks the highest of everyone. Bertrand's a human puppy.
I think you should know. Your father is Bertrand.
Not a
Does
neutered
not
puppy.
make any sense at all, but in some weird pairing of your 2 personalities. Sure, yes, he's always been very strange and just coming up with random ideas. But let me go do this, spur of the moment, and I guess I'm going to America, so makes
We
sense.
take after the 2 of us.
I actually would take that as a compliment.
Good luck, Isaac.
Thank you.
Don't fuck this one up.
I always do.
What's a good mother you would have made?
Stern but fair. Stern but correct.
And with that, she lets
fuck this
Isaac
one up.
out of the house and arranges for a small fortune of money to be passed to him. And that will bring this scene to an end. I think this would be our final voting for reputation, because the last one will be followed by an epilogue. So our final voting, which would be for Jasper, Charlotte, and Isaac. It's reputations. And we will go into our epistolatory. Oh, rumors and scandal. One more round.
Rumors. Final rumors.
Final round.
Let's confirm as many as we can.
I know. I will start us off.
Oh no.
I will start us off with the rumor.
Did we? Did we skip rumors last time?
No.
You only do it.
We only do it once per phase.
Oh yeah.
We only do it once per phase. I will start it off with the rumor that Jasper is going to propose to someone.
It is time for the poll.
Let's go this way around. Anna, it is time for the poll.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jasper,
I'm
Isaac,
very distracted.
and Charlotte.
Hang
Jasper,
on.
Isaac, and Charlotte.
Jasper, Isaac,
And Charlotte. Let's start in this direction.
I'm gonna start one because I don't see it.
Charlotte.
Theodore's father is making him propose to someone imminently.
Oh, so Theodore has to propose.
Yeah, Theodore has to propose. Not that he's going to, he has to.
Has to propose. Elizabeth. Lizzie.
I am going to start a rumor that Gerald has recently come into a large sum of money.
Aria.
I'm gonna start a rumor that Isaac is eloping.
This is really the last rumor in scandal. Everyone's getting married.
I have a rumor that everyone's getting married.
Okay.
I have a rumor that Agnes
Poor Agnes.
actually
Is a wonderful human being.
Agnes is the best.
Yeah, there's a rumor that Agnes is the best.
What?
No. I'm just gonna
You
steal.
said it. No takes backsies.
No. There's a rumor that Agnes. It has to be a rumor about Agnes, but what is it gonna be? Oh my goodness. There's a rumor that Agnes is coming with me. With Isaac to America. Wait, I
Two
guess
are
there isn't
of
really isn't.
differing parentage.
That's fine. We can just be best friends.
Those are cousins, right?
That didn't
Yeah.
stop anybody.
Oh no!
All right.
What have I done? That's why
I want to
couldn't try to woo Mary or Margaret.
I'm sorry for everything I've done.
It's all the puzzle pieces are falling into place.
I really want. I'm gonna confirm that rumor because why not? It's dumb.
This just got weird.
It just got.
At first, I was like, "Oh, poor father." And I was like,
I
"He's
guess
not my father."
You got
Whatever.
to go twice.
What?
You get to go again. Sorry, I skipped. I went out of order, so technically I
Oh
could confirm
no!
that one. You can create or confirm.
I'm not confirming that Isaac is eloping. That just gets way too weird. There's a rumor that Charlotte Spencer is getting married to Bertrand.
Well,
Yep.
yeah.
Like no, but they're doing it like as
There's not a
soon
rumor.
as
There are save the date cards.
possible. Yeah. There's a rumor that people have already received invitations to the wedding, which just so happens to be tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm confirming that.
It's like he's just like writing, sending invitations like, yes!
Bertrand started the rumor.
Yeah. Hasn't even told Charlotte yet.
But he sent her an invitation.
That's his plan.
Wedding invitation.
Oh my gosh, can you scroll up?
Yeah.
Sorry. We've got so many rumors.
Rumor has it.
A rumor that everyone's leaving with
Are there
Isaac.
any here that are still applicable?
I know, some of them are like, yeah. Jasper doesn't know how to ride a horse.
And this is the first.
Whatever. I have bigger problems.
Jasper is a horse.
God.
Charity is Jasper is a horse.
Oh my gosh. Clergy will be
Charity.
Oh god. That could have been such a mess.
Jasper is not Charity. Jasper is 3 kids in a trench coat.
Do you if you wanna jump in here, AJ, you can.
Isaac is eloping. I'm totally confirming that.
Thank you.
Way to make things weird.
You did that yourself. No, I didn't. Sorry. I own it.
All right, Lizzie.
Yeah, I'm gonna, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna confirm the rumor that I started about the large sum of Gerald's money.
All right, large sum of money. I like that we created and confirmed 4 rumors right there at the end. It's like, bring it! Bam! All right.
Oh, people are so pleased with you, AJ.
And that brings us to the epistolatory, the final epistolatory, because the last one is an epilogue. So get your letters out now!
Letters.
Theodore's gonna, or not Theodore, sorry. Gerald's gonna write a letter to Mary.
Oh. Okay.
It goes, to my favorite cousin Mary. I told you yesterday.
They're cousins.
They are cousins.
People called themselves cousins when they were like distant fucking relations. It's okay.
fair.
It's not weird.
To my dearest cousin, yesterday I told you that perhaps I did wrong to lead you the way I had. In retrospect, I believe I didn't. That instead, I taught you the wrong things. And I believe that society will have you do what is proper and right instead of doing what makes you happy. That said, the path to happiness is not an easy thing. I believe there's a compromise, however. If it's within your reason, would you join me with tea later today so I can introduce you to someone who I believe can truly make you happy? His name is Theodore Lockhart. Hey, Gerald do not like Jasper. All I want is for you to be happy and for your reputation to be as immaculate as I know it should be. Your cousin, Gerald.
AJ, you make this so hard for me.
Ooh, the DMs are. Ooh, the crowd has turned, AJ.
Remember, I played 2 sides.
They loved you, and now, how dare?
AJ, no. AJ, yes. Yeah. She will respond and graciously accept the invitation to tea.
Margaret, who is busy having the servants prepare tea for 3.
You sweet summer child.
Will compose a letter to her father. What is the name I gave you, father?
Benedict. Benedict Harding.
I suppose I could
The
just call you
daughter
father.
named the father.
No, what is your name, father?
Dear father, who is currently away, and thus I need to write a letter rather than just having this conversation with you. As you may have heard, Mr. Dudley has recently withdrawn his proposal and vacated the country. I can sense your disappointment all the way from here, all the way in Daventry. Father, I would like to remind you, as your dutiful and loving daughter, that I am your only child. and that I have lived my life in a way that I should hope would make you proud of your child. I have done my very best to be the sort of woman who would have made Mother proud as well, and bring no shame upon the name that you have fought so very hard to elevate. I know that the path has not been easy for you, but please understand that though I am your daughter, I am also my own Margaret. And I cannot expect you to do anything other than you wish. However, I hope that you realize that I cannot do anything other than that which will secure my own happiness. I will make my own decisions as best I am able, and I hope that you can respect that. With all the love in my heart, your daughter, Margaret.
This is why I love her.
Any other letters?
I'm going to write a letter to Gerald. Isaac is going to write a letter to, not Dudley. Dudley's gone. Far away.
Thank goodness.
Long, long time ago in a bush far, far away.
Only to return in psychedelic.
Agents of Groove.
Dear Gerald, I'm taking a break from packing right now to send you this letter. I leave this evening. Apparently it's a bit more rushed than I thought, but I was thinking I might as well get it out of the way as soon as I can. And I'd like to see my best friend before I leave. So if you can meet me at the Fairfax estate, there's something quite important I should tell you.
Is his response, yes I can, but also meet me at the Harding estate because it'll be more efficient.
Actually, that's exactly what
I'm
you
packing! I have to leave!
You can hitch a ride.
Okay, yeah, alright, fine. Come pick me up. Don't ride your horse, I know how clumsy you are.
That's only a rumor. Confirmed.
You fell into a carriage.
I'm gonna write one letter as Bertrand to his brother. Dearest brother, I hate you. I would say you did a terrible job raising my son, but I love him, so I can't say that entirely. But you did torture him. Why would you try to steal his dreams? Why would you drive him away to the Americas? What?
All caps.
But if that is what makes him truly happy, I wish him the best. Just so you know, my fortune is secure now. Never speak to me again. That's all.
Poor Edmund. It's like his son and his daughter are leaving him. His brother won't talk to him.
Okay, but don't you think legitimately that he would probably think Bertrand deciding not to speak to him or come to his home anymore? Like, I think it would put a little pep in his step.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, thank God, and like, I gave up on my son and my daughter seems alright.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
1 out of 3 is even better. Somehow.
Any other letters to be written?
Nope, I got my epilogue one though.
Ooh.
I think everyone will have to write an epilogue as their characters.
Okay.
And with that, what was the results of our poll?
I was gonna say, did we finish voting? Totally forgot about it. Charlotte both increased and decreased.
Perfect. I will make a decision then for Charlotte.
Y'all do this on purpose.
Perfect.
I'm proud of you.
think for her reputation increase, she receives an invitation to visit or a called upon someone of great importance. She's gonna be at the party, guys.
Oh God!
This is gonna be the best, worst party ever.
What does that mean? Bertrand's gonna
It's
be
just
Yeah.
Do we have one more vote later?
Nope, this will be our last one.
This is the last
Yes.
This
This was the last one, yeah,
This
because
is
the
the one.
final scene goes straight into an epilogue, so we won't.
Finally close those tabs.
yay, and it's
Um,
free.
And then for her, I could just take the one that counteracts. You're deliberately not invited. I mean, I think she's already attracted the attention of another of ill repute, so
Yeah.
let's go with that one.
I mean, happily.
Excellent,
apparently.
excellent.
I love how like over our sessions, my reputation has gone down so far that I had to make a new reputation. So it goes I went from total disrepute to in the toilet.
It was just gonna be rock bottom.
Nope, it is further than rock bottom. It's in the
It's
toilet.
probably in the chamber pot.
That's gross.
Yeah.
That's even worse
Yeah. Well, they
Strangely-
didn't have toilets.
because you can't flush it.
Yeah.
Gerald's is actually no ill can be said.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
I don't know how I ended with the highest one.
Charlotte
Well respected.
is whispers and
Ooh.
glances, and has been this entire time, and that seems fitting. All right, so the Harding estate. Arriving first, I think, was going to be Jasper.
Yes.
So we will begin with the expected arrival of Jasper at the much earlier time, maybe even a good hour earlier. Jasper is, for some reason, accompanied by Isaac, who is hitching a ride.
Yeah.
Got all my stuff in there. In
Yeah.
the carriage.
Margaret has set up the sitting room for tea for 3.
Yes.
And then the sitting room being a quite modestly sized room with a nice couch and a pair of chairs and a little section where maybe some ladies occasionally sit and decorate their hats or do their needle points. But the table in the end tables rather on the couches have been set up with tea and little cookies and things like that. The room is a total probably seats 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Though there is standing room. So when Isaac is shown into the sitting room along with Jasper, Margaret sort of pauses mid bounce of a curtsy. Isaac, I was not expecting you. But how lovely to see you. Tea? I will have the servant put on another pot and bring out another cup.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. It was sort of a rushed, unprepared thing.
Not at all. Sir, would you be so kind? They are in the midst of making a small tea cake for our party to enjoy. And you being a man who has a great understanding of such things in the kitchen, I was wondering if perhaps you would peek over the shoulder of our cook. She is new, and I have some doubts as to her ability, and it is very important that the tea cake come out precisely right.
Yes, I can do that. I'm not too good with baking, really. But sure, why not? It's always time to learn.
Excellent. The servant can show you the way.
Oh, okay.
Well, that should buy us a couple minutes.
Yes, yes. Don't worry about him. So,
Why is he here?
I needed a wingman, I guess.
Oh, a what?
Nothing. Don't trouble yourself over that. So, I don't want to waste your time by mincing words. But I don't know where to begin. Anyway,
Is it about Theodore?
maybe. It's complicated. So, let me start at the beginning. You and Theodore are the non-family that I cherish most in this world. Of course, I love my family above all, and would do anything for them, hence why I am dressed as a man.
I must admit you have gone rather above and beyond the tasks of familial duty.
Yes, and it is incredibly difficult, and in this time I have learned much about myself and understood things that I thought I understood but didn't, and found many new desires that I never would have dared to let myself acknowledge. And it's not easy. Furthermore, it does not seem as though my brother will be recovering anytime soon.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Yes, tremendously unfortunate, and I would likely need to continue to live as though it's not entirely unhappy. I do prefer this than what I have to do if I want to take a walk or express an opinion or anything.
Such things can get rather complicated when one is dressed in a dress.
Yes, and as such, I understand the unique difficulties that a woman faces in this world, and I am sensitive to them, and getting on with it, I care very much for you and your happiness. I know it fractured our friendship for quite some time whenever I confronted your former fiancé about the fact that he loved you much less than I do. And much less than you loved him, of course. And I do not wish for you to be abused in such a fashion or taken advantage of. And I know your reputation is in a state that is not exactly what you would want, and anyway, what I'm trying to say is maybe we can arrange something.
Arrange something.
Yes. As you told me earlier, your father has said that he won't allow you to inherit unless you marry soon. And I know you are very... Well, you're too good for anyone in this town or world, really.
Are you proposing that we play some kind of trick on my father? That we were to... I could not do him any harm, Charity.
I would like a monologue.
Yeah. I was gonna do that. But...
What are you thinking there, Margaret? What are you thinking?
Margaret is... Oh, gosh. Let's see. Margaret is thinking, somewhere in the back of her mind, why is Isaac here? I'm very confused by that. I'm also quite confused about what is Charity going on about. And did she just say that she told my old fiancé that he did not love me as well as she loved me? That is a peculiar way of putting things. And though perhaps I can look at it as rather a favor, if he was truly only after me for my money, I was quite smitten with him. I've learned that lesson very hard. No man truly wants you for anything other than your money. I'm so glad to have Charity back in my life. Wait, she's still talking. She's still going on about something. I can't tell. What? She's turning red now. I don't understand what is happening. She's not proposing that we do some ill to my father, is she? What could we possibly... What could... All right, and then out loud, Charity, what is it that you mean to say?
Perhaps we could get married. I mean, me as Jasper.
The captain, Gerald Hawkins, and Lady Mary Spencer have arrived.
Oh, did Mary come with Gerald?
Yeah, I would assume they do.
I think Mary would have come with Charlotte, because Charlotte's got invited.
Oh, no.
So do all three of them arrive? All three of them arrive.
Oh no!
Lady Spencer walks into the room.
Oh, up out of her seat she goes, Lady Spencer!
This room is not going to be large enough for all of us.
Oh, Mary! Mr. Hawkins, I don't... How lovely to see you all. We will most definitely need more tea. I will, perhaps we could enjoy the sights on the veranda.
That sounds lovely. And she immediately walks outside and sits down and starts fanning herself.
How very Daventry of this.
So she, Margaret quickly pulls aside one of the maids in the corner. More tea, more cakes, more cookies. Oh, just much more. And
Isaac is now being dragged into helping prepare tea in this room.
you may leave at any time.
I'm not even good at this.
We will speak shortly. Lady Spencer, what an unexpected surprise.
You have
and
such a lovely veranda.
Yes, we are quite fond of our view.
Mary was coming with Mr. Hawkins, and I believe she needed a chaperone. I volunteered.
Well, how very wise of you. I think it quite astute to assume that the 5 other people here would not have been chaperone enough. Your presence always lights up any party.
Margaret,
Even the unexpected ones.
have you thought on what I said?
I have thought on what you said, Lady Margaret, and in fact have recently composed a letter to my father. He is currently away attending business in the north, but I do expect to hear from him at some point in the near future.
If he is not amicable to what you have said, I can certainly put a word in for you.
You are very kind. Hopefully it will not come to such things.
One can hope.
Mr. Hawkins, a pleasure.
As always, ladies. I'm about to call you Harper.
Harding.
Harding.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's fine.
I wasn't expecting such a gathering when we wanted to tea.
In that we are of the same mind.
How very Daventry.
Quite.
Tell you what, let us go to veranda and then we can talk our business, and that can be that. Under one.
Everyone is on the veranda now.
Well,
Not
Is
me.
that what you mean?
I'm making cake.
I think right now it's Lady Spencer's on the veranda.
Oh, okay.
I'm still sitting on the couch. It's kinda
Mr. Fairfax,
lovely to see you.
as always.
Oh, no, do it. What are you doing, Andy?
Bertrand decides to go into the kitchen.
Why?
Because of course he's there.
Why?
He wasn't in the carriage. He was
You
riding
just there.
That's what you
behind it.
think.
No, he was
Okay,
riding
I'll put
behind
that-
it. He was
Why?
like standing on the fence.
Why?
He's not allowed in the carriage.
Why?
Okay.
No, continue the scene. I'm just saying he's in the kitchen right now.
Why?
Maybe we can get to that later.
Oh God. Jasper. Jasper, if you would do me the great favor of perhaps checking in to see what is keeping all of the tea. And then hurry back.
Of course.
Thank you so much. You have literally 2 minutes before I'm certain all of Daventry is going to descend upon my house. Do I hear Mr. Bertrand in the distance?
Miss Harding, We've talked a lot about honor and the right thing to do in the polite society. A day ago, I was going to propose to you as a means to allow you to live at least an acceptable life the way that you desire, as opposed to one of Dudley. On the way here, though, it occurred to me that that's just trading one prison for another. And over the last number of days, I've been thinking a lot about what it means to be happy. So I'm not going to ask you to marry me at all, because I believe that I would drive you insane. However, I want you to be happy. Of everyone here, you are the most earnest that I've met. I have a contact. She is a genius. She is what has caused my fortunes to rise. And she is not a lord because she's a woman, or else she would be a leader of industry. She's looking for others of her kind. I believe that perhaps you are like-minded of her. Would you at least do me the kindness of meeting her one day?
This is all very peculiar, but not unwelcome, sir. I know that you and I have gotten off to a somewhat rocky start, Mr. Hawkins, but I can see you are a man of honor and a man who is concerned with the happiness and well-being of the people that you care about, and I find that to be quite an admirable trait. Any person who holds such great esteem to you, I would be most happy to make their acquaintance.
Thank you. Though, between you and me, I'm getting really tired of honor. I think it's time for me to figure out what makes me happy. And I believe, perhaps, with this tea as it is, someone shall make a fool of themselves. And perhaps there'll be some happiness found within the way.
I think making a fool out of ourselves is almost inevitable at this point.
It really is. Daventry.
Indeed.
Also, hello and welcome in, Raiders. We were playing Manor, speaking it as a Jane Austen style RPG, and this is our final episode. Shit has hit many a fan.
Yeah.
So much tea.
So much tea. So,
Shall go ahead.
yes.
Shall we to the veranda?
To the veranda, then. What is that smelling very delicious?
The
smells
smell of cakes are
almost
coming from the
cake-like.
kitchen.
It smells delightful. As he walks out of the veranda.
Oh, hello. Did you have a good conversation?
Most enlightening.
Excellent.
I'm sure you shall find out soon enough. I saw at least 2 of your servants there.
This isn't my house. My servant. Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have my ingredients.
Mary, you are looking quite well.
That's what.
You are now.
Yes, it has been rather delightful to spend so much time in the country.
Will you remain in the country for long?
Perhaps sometime longer. I am due to go back to London, having finishing school. I was here for a short respite in the country. Although Mr. Hawkins said I should be meeting with someone today.
Oh yeah, totally forgot. I must apologize. I did invite one other person here.
Pardon?
Yeah, no one.
Mr. Lockhart.
Theodore Lockhart.
Yes, we met briefly at the ball, but I suppose Mr. Hawkins thought we should meet more formally today.
Did I forget to mention?
Margaret shoots up out of her seat while Mary is in mid-sentence and says, "I must see that there is more tea," and immediately leaves the veranda, headed for the kitchens.
Mr. Hawkins, did you not inform her? Is this a surprise?
Isn't today a lovely day?
Looks just like, I don't understand these. I'm clearly not very good at these games yet. Spencer's just like, no one will ever be as good as me.
Yes.
Where is Bertrand?
Currently in the kitchen.
Mr. Hawkins,
Lady Spencer,
I don't suppose you are playing games today.
I think I'm finishing my games for my stint at Daventry. I feel like my time here is coming to the end. I'm tired of politics, and I believe that... Oh, don't you laugh.
She's goals.
There is nowhere to escape politics. Not if you want to have money in your life. Only the poor do not have to think about politics because they are not rich enough to make decisions. Money is the only thing that talks.
Sad social commentary.
For the longest time, I agreed with you, and then I realized that this is what money would buy me. This, where if I say one wrong word, my reputation is ruined forever. That if I say 2 wrong words, then my dearest cousin's life would be ruined forever. Is that truly worth all the money in the world?
Are you insinuating that I have done anything to damage Mary's reputation? She gestures. Mary's like,
Of course not. You love Mary. I will say you've ruined many reputations, though, of your enemies.
Mr. Hawkins, let me let you in on a little secret. There are 2 things in life that you must know. Well, more like 1. If you have enough money, it doesn't matter what your reputation is. And if you have no money, then it does not matter your reputation either. Reputation is something those who have decided they want to care about. It is an illusion that you can let go of at any time. And if you don't care about it, then no one can hurt it.
You don't say. And with that, you bring something under his coat, which is from the London Times, and he passes over, which says, anonymous donation added for a large sum of money.
What?
It's for a bet that is in scandal.
Who betted on what?
On a duel. A duel in a podunk backward town. Apparently,
Excuse me, sir.
apparently, large sums of money went back and forth in the city of London, and a number of individuals cleaned up. Isn't that most interesting?
Certainly.
At this moment, Edward Dean.
Ah, Mr. Dean, I'm so glad you arrived.
Edward Dean rides up around the side of the house, still
Just
on
onto
his
the garden.
steed. Yes,
Damn it.
yes. Cutting quite a fine figure on top of his horse in his red coat.
You see, Mr. Hawkins, that's a fine example of someone who cares not about his reputation, and it hasn't done him a lick of bad.
The horse rears up majestically. Ladies, hello.
He's married a baroness. There is no justice in the world.
I'm a countess.
He kicks his leg over the side of the horse and dismounts. Ah, Lady Spencer.
Mr. Dean, or
How?
sorry, it should be Lord Dean now.
How lovely to see you. And he takes her hand and kisses the back of her fingers. And
Your old 37-year-old wrinkled fingers.
looking as ravishing as always. And this, the young Ms. Spencer.
Yes.
Hello! It is quite, I don't think we met at the party. It is
Probably.
quite nice to make your acquaintance, and he also dips, takes her hand, and kisses the back of her fingers.
Edward? Not her.
What? Oh. Friend! Gerald, you old cad. This is quite the nice house. Oh, this is the Hawkins estate. Yes, I know
No.
where I am.
Harding.
Harding. Oh, I guess that was a little slip of the tongue there, friend. And then he goes into the saddlebag of his horse, and he pulls out a satchel and a thing of papers. Hands it over, smacks it into Gerald's chest as men do. That was quite the clever little scheme scheme. Oh wait, no, I should probably
No,
speak
no.
clever.
By all means.
You
Let
are
us be honest here.
incredibly clever schemes. He's quite a clever man here, Ms. Spencer, and quite a brave warrior as well.
I have decided to put my hatred on the back burner.
You are as benevolent as you are luminous.
I will take that as a compliment, Mr. Dean. Be careful what you say.
I really wish I had a point left. Because I want Bertrand right now to get some jealousness come out.
Somewhere from the back of the house, you hear Margaret yelling, "Is that? Do I hear another voice?"
Mr. Hawkins, I am glad you have done well for yourself, and with your fortune, what do you intend to do?
I don't know yet. I think it will all depend on the next half hour, I believe. For my teas run empty, and I believe I should go get more. And with that,
I
he walks
shall
away.
continue to enjoy the view.
At this
As
moment,
shall I.
Ew. Got a very
What? Go
fresh.
ahead.
at this moment, Dudley walks in. He sees that Gerald's there. At first, he's about to be like, "Where's Mark?" And then sees Gerald and is like, and just runs away. And he's gone forever. For sure this time, promised.
So good. So good.
Okay. So in the kitchen,
In the kitchen!
Margaret is yelling. Where is Jasper this whole time?
In the kitchen.
And Jasper. Okay, so in the kitchen we have Isaac, Jasper, and Margaret.
How
And
many?
Bertrand.
And Bertrand.
Bertrand. Bertrand is probably chasing a maid around and getting smacked on the head.
Oh no, he just likes older ladies.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Chasing a cat.
You hear Charlotte calling from the veranda, "Bertrand! Where are you? I know you rode on the back of the carriage. Get your dirty mitts out of the kitchen."
Yes, darling. Yes. And I'm gonna bring her one of the cakes on my hand.
It's like not
Is
and
finished.
this
just
hot?
try to feed it to her.
She pushes his face away, takes the cake. Continues
Oh my god.
fanning.
No, Christine.
Goals.
Remember who pays for your living expenses.
He is a kept man.
Hell yeah. So nice to be a dowager. How many guests do we have now? Did you invite anyone in addition?
No, I don't think I even know anyone
Did anybody else invite anyone else?
I sure hope my father doesn't
Yeah.
show up.
Who did you invite?
I didn't know it was not me. I'm just remembering.
All of them were AJ.
Yeah.
Wait, technically, since Agnes is leaving too, wouldn't she be here too?
She's not leaving with you.
Yeah.
It's just a rumor.
It's just a rumor.
Oh, I thought it got confirmed.
But even confirmed, it's not. necessarily
Even just
true.
because it's confirmed doesn't mean it's true. It just gives it a token.
No. That's okay.
No,
I mean, you could
I'm not going to
spend-
use a token to add another person into this right
You
now.
could spend the token on the rumor for Agnes to be here.
That's too many people already.
Yeah, that's a lot of people for me to be.
I'm gonna spend a token
Okay.
to get Margaret to come with me for a second. I was gonna say, please, just for a moment, let us steal some time.
I accept your token.
Okay.
And I don't know, how scandalous do you want to make this?
It doesn't matter. Wherever we can talk privately.
Okay. I accept your token on the condition that the first place that Jasper can think of is the pantry.
Okay. Yeah, the pantry. That's fine.
Like the closet.
In the closet, you say.
Yes!
Yeah.
Now,
Get in the closet.
now we are in the pantry. The closet of food.
How are you?
I can't believe that there are so many people here. There were only supposed to be 3 people here. I did not prepare for any of this. Oh, no, wait, I'm not Edward anymore. I did not prepare for any of this. I think that I hear Edward Dean out on the veranda, and he is such a bore. And by bore, I do not mean boring. I mean like the animal.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I did not bring any of these people here.
I wrote a letter to my father, and I have telling him that I mean to live my life as I wish, and also I just had the strangest, nice conversation with Mr. Hawkins, in which I had quite expected him to propose marriage, which would have been a little bit awkward, but he did not. And instead, he wishes me to meet some entrepreneur woman that he has made acquaintance of. And the thing is that I have been rather thinking that even though I could potentially convince my father to just give me my inheritance, I can't really, as even a single woman, go the places that I want to go, or do the things that I want to do. What you were saying before about the freedom to just be as you wish, quite appealing. And I don't think I can have that without either making up a brother to become, or without marrying and hoping that my husband were to share my ideals. Which, who knows? They're quite selfish creatures.
Yes, and that
I
is...
quite enjoy your company.
Likewise, I know that my proposition is...
I mean, how close are you two standing right now?
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
It's a very small pantry.
Yeah.
Great.
Speaking
Okay.
quiet, yes.
I know, I'm sorry if my idea
What I mean to say,
troubles you.
I'm not...
Someone opens the door and it closes it.
What I mean to say is that I find some amount of appeal in it.
Yes, I mean it. Well, I do harbor maybe a deeper, perhaps even sinful affection for you. I would never dare to do anything that would make you uncomfortable, and the only thing I want
You do
is...
not make me uncomfortable. I have greatly missed your companionship.
Oh.
I think that I have not quite liked the companionship of anyone so much as I have liked it with companionship with you.
Lovely. Well, as you know, there is another complication. As I must also continue to live as Charity, and as such I must eventually marry and carry on with all that business. And perhaps there can be an arrangement. My heart has enough room for love for everyone.
You are comfortable with my living as I wish.
Of course, I would never dare to tell you what to do.
And I suppose then I shall be comfortable with you living as you wish.
Yes. And when it comes time, if necessary, for you to bear children, I'm sure we can find a lovely person.
I'm not entirely sure that we can this is a discussion for another. Definitely not a conversation that one has before one is married.
Yes, well, I mean, I've been giving this a lot of thought.
I can see that. I'm somewhat... your mustache, and she just sort of pushes the mustache back up onto her face. Here, let me help you.
Yes. Right, so...
Do you wish to go back to living as Charity?
The only time that I wish that is simply, well, never. To be completely honest, I truly feel myself as Jasper. And even as Jasper, I also...
An idea of how to ruin the moment and continue.
I still love Theodore as well, in the same way as I love you. And I must give full disclosure before we come to any agreements. I revealed myself to him today.
Oh.
And
Oh
not like that. And he offered me a proposal of marriage, even so. Of course, as charity, not as Jasper. But this might be the only way to secure everyone's happiness and protect my family name.
What about your happiness?
Oh, this is perfect. Yes.
I will think seriously on it.
Yes. Okay.
Do you suppose we've been in this closet for long enough?
Yes.
In the back, there's like a slightly deeper pantry. Just one of the sous chefs just goes, mm-hmm. Just sort of standing there, like holding a bunch of food, like ready to do that. Just sort of mumbles, "There's always the nunnery." Like,
I'm gonna...
Wanted an even more restricted life, but thank you for your suggestion. Mustache.
Oh, yes, thank you.
She kind of pats it back onto Charity's face.
And I'll lean in and give you a little peck on the cheek. And I'm sorry. Anyway, let us get back before anyone notices.
Let us leave the closet.
On the meanwhile,
Never to return.
after they went to the pantry, that's when Gerald would be coming to the kitchen. And as he comes by, he will actually take one of the teas that he sees and pours himself another as he slips by to Isaac. It's like, how come I figured that you would be in the kitchen?
Well, that's 90% of the time where I am. But
Yeah.
it sounds fitting. It's where I'm going to be spending much more time soon enough.
I'll admit, the first 15 or 20 times you told me this, I thought you were crazy.
Well, maybe I still am, but
I was about to say I still think you're crazy, but at least I see where you're going. Happiness.
yes. Well, I've discovered that being independent is one of the most important things for me. I don't think I should have to rely on anyone anymore.
That's the dream. You said, though, that you wanted to talk.
Yes, let's go outside. I do need to be leaving soon.
Right.
Ship
America.
leaves in 1 hour.
The pantry is vacant should you require it.
Margaret says as she comes out of the pantry with Jasper.
Flips like an occupied sign.
The chef probably mumbles, "The pantry will be vacant in a minute. Fire it."
Lead the way.
All right.
Yes, to the pantry.
No, we're going outside.
to the side.
Isaac has to leave soon.
Yeah.
Okay. So, over the past few weeks, I have been meaning to talk to you, and it has become rather difficult.
Yeah, it seems like everywhere we go, there is scandal that follows.
It's so strange.
rumors,
There's so many scandals and rumors and just people all over the place.
My pen hand is so tired. Like,
Yes.
I write so many letters.
I've written so many letters, and everyone just arrives out of nowhere. Sometimes not even invited. It's like, do these people have anything else to do with their lives?
We're breaking the fourth wall.
That shows a shocking lack of self-awareness, Isaac.
Especially Bertrand, his letters are so loud.
I do suspect that he is having dalliances with the Lady Spencer.
So naive. So naive. But before I go, I just wanted to say goodbye to my best friend. And I wanted to talk to you about the war and our time there.
Yeah, the war.
I left the war because it was so difficult. All of it. And I thought leaving would make things easier. But it hasn't. So that's why I'm going to be moving to America.
You've always wanted simple, straightforward. That's what I admire about you.
Yeah. Well, if I'm going to be straightforward, it's because I still love you.
I was hoping you'd say that. Yeah, it would make it a lot less awkward when I say I'm coming with you.
Really?
Look,
When did you figure this out?
it was actually the night before the duel.
I didn't know
I
it
didn't
was so
know-
obvious.
Not that necessarily that I wanted to go to America with you, or I didn't know, but I knew I was done with this life. All I've ever wanted was to be rich. All I've ever wanted was station. Edward brought me here. And here was nothing but politics. I'm miserable every second when I cannot speak truly. The only people I can speak truth to has been you and the Ica boys.
You okay?
I just forgot they were called Ica.
I remember the only time I could ever be myself is in war, and that was only because there was no time for lies. When we were together in the war, it was because we were so afraid that tomorrow might be the last day. It was only the moments that mattered. And now I got to where I wanted to be, and all I have is rumors and scandal. That's when I made the bet on myself to win the duel. That's why I had to make it more competitive than it should have been. Because I was going to leave. I have the money I need. I have money.
Just
I don't
warn-
need...
Just to warn you, Agnes might be coming with us.
She's the worst.
That's what people are saying. I don't know. I haven't talked to her lately.
I don't know. Last time she gave me a look, and that was just kind of frightening, to be honest.
Typical. Well, I do suppose I can make enough room to rely on one more person.
I guess you're going to have to get used to me just for a little while longer then.
I guess so.
Do you guys need to go into the pantry?
Is that like a maid? Just
Yeah, no, in the maid. Just turns around. What is this day? Lady Spencer's just watching the two of you from the distance. I just assume at all times she's getting a shoulder rub from Bertrand.
He keeps trying to slide his hand down her shirt. He doesn't think anyone's looking. Nobody cares.
Okay. So anyone else? When does Theodore arrive?
That's probably like he's probably sitting in the waiting room and it's empty. And he's
Everyone's
No one is there.
He just walks in, it's only Bertrand there. Bertrand's like, hello!
he's like, Bertram's over there rubbing the shoulders of Lady Spencer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mary, there's someone in the drawing room. Go see him.
Why, hello
Goodness.
there.
Hello.
I believe you are the Lady Spencer's niece, Mary Spencer.
A pleasure. I don't know why she told me to come in here. This isn't my house. Would you like some tea? Would you like for some tea?
Thank you. I'm the same at a loss as well. I was told to come as well, under mysterious pretenses.
That seems to be the trend today. I'm not sure I fully understand what everyone out here is up to. Perhaps this is just me being naive.
No, I believe there's a lot more. to Daventry. It's a very
Strange.
town. But we make the best of what they are, and they are ultimately good people. And that's what matters most.
Most of them, yes.
Most of them. So, how long are you in town for?
I suppose till my parents call me home.
Well, hopefully that'll be a while, for I've been to London before, and that place can be rather droll and full of rules and politics. And while it's...
So I've been told.
At least out here, there's wonderful weather and lively events.
All right, I'm gonna use my "Oh darling, what a surprise" and just walk in.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say, "Oh hi, Mary," and then grab Theodore's hand, and Margaret's with me, and we're just gonna keep walking into another room somewhere.
Poor Mary.
She's still young. She's got so much time. She'll find somebody. All right. So,
Oh, you brought me with you?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're all...
Hello, Margaret.
Theodore?
Jasper.
Yes. Anyway, so... I don't really know how to explain this, but we were talking earlier today, and you gave me the loveliest words I'd ever heard in my life. And then this evening I heard some more words that are just as lovely, and...
Let me fix that for you.
Thank you. Everyone's so attentive and loving. It's great. So happy. And yes,
It finally happened! It finally happened!
Just keep it off. Just have
okay, half. It's fitting, you know. All right. So, yes, for the sake of securing the happiness of the people I care about the most, I think we should come to a special arrangement in which we are all comfortable and communicate and understand, and everybody works together to make this wonderful. Yes? So, as charity, I would like to say yes, please, to your proposal earlier today, and as Jasper, I have offered my proposal to Margaret.
So you are gonna marry twice?
Yes, well, of course, mostly I will be giving Margaret the freedom to pursue her truest self and her truest goals, and I doubt anyone will notice.
You're marrying by proxy.
Yeah.
Technically, Jasper's marrying Margaret. You're just the stand-in at the wedding.
Yeah.
What happens when Jasper comes back?
Jasper's
married.
always had the hots for you. It's fine.
What if I don't want to be married to Jasper?
Yeah, my
I mean, it's legal in England to get divorced.
That's true.
yeah. Plus, don't worry, my father will make it all right. He'll make it fine. He'll make sure Jasper understands.
Are we in the pantry?
No, God, no.
I think you're in another room.
Another pantry.
Definitely a servant just walks through.
There'll still be a chaperone around.
Theodore, much has been said about what would give others happiness, but very little has been said about what would give you happiness. Perhaps you will take this opportunity to speak your mind.
Pass me scotch, please. The entire bottle.
The glass backhands the bottle over.
I've read about this, but I've never done it before. Oh, okay, not easy.
It's all right.
I'm very confused, but yes. If it means you, yes.
Well then, shall we go and make the announcement? I mean,
You are going to announce...
Perhaps.
never mind. We can't do that. That would spell ruin for all of us.
Perhaps you can start with the imminent marriage of Jasper Fairfax and Margaret Harding.
Yes, yes.
I think I would like that.
Okay. Wonderful. Let's all hug. Yes.
Awkward hug!
Any last things that need to happen in this scene, or we can proceed now to the final epistolatory, to our epilogue. Everyone feel ready?
Yeah.
All right. So for this epilogue, everybody should provide an epilogue as at least their main character, kind of a conclusion of where they are. It can be written to anyone as a letter. It can be written to your diary or your journal, perhaps. And if you feel compelled to, feel free to also provide an epilogue for any of your connections that you have been playing. Mm-hmm. I will start us off. This is the Lady Spencer to Bertrand. Bertrand, I know you're only in the other room. But sometimes I feel I must write you a letter to carry my point across more effectively. I hate you. You're the worst. Come see me again at midnight.
Yeah.
Get it?
As long as you do as I say, I will keep you in my house. I'm basically dead after all, and what use is a reputation to a dead woman? Oh, also I'm leaving all my money to Mary. She seems like a lovely girl. I'm sure she'll marry someone wonderful. And after I'm gone, well, who better to have it than someone sweet and naive, who I can only hope will one day grow up to be somewhat like myself.
Dowager.
Find yourself a dowager, did you, Bertrand? And she sticks the letter under the door. Goes back to her room.
Who's next?
All right, I'm gonna write a final letter to Agnes. Dear Agnes, I'm very pleased for you that everything worked out. You got the fortune, I got to leave. You won't have to deal with me anymore. Except for I did hear a rumor that you might be coming with me. So I really hope that you are home to get this letter when I send it. Well, if you are home, then you're obviously not on the boat with me. So, thank you for not telling Father and letting me tell him myself. And thank you for not, I guess, fiddling about with everything towards the end of this all. But I want to say thank you for basically allowing me to leave and what I thought was going to be me starting a new story is sort of a continuation of an old one. Wasn't what I expected, and I'm not sure if I knew if it was what I wanted, but it's what I've got.
All right. Am I gonna write any letters?
I mean, everyone does need to give the epilogue.
This is separate from the letter writing, yeah?
Yeah, this is the letter writing. The letter writing is the epilogue.
Okay, yeah.
It's our final.
Who would Charity write to? Charity's gonna write to Agnes. Dearest distant cousin, it was so lovely to make your acquaintance. I'm very sorry for the way I treated you. You helped me understand so much about myself, and I have to admit that I didn't just draw that picture because I was worried about what you were doing, but also you are quite lovely. And if you're ever lonely, just Never mind. I crossed that out. I'm gonna get married now. It's gonna be great. You're welcome at my wedding. Thanks for not screwing up your brother's life. That's it. All right. So then the next one is gonna be as Bertrand. He's gonna write 2, of course. One is to his son. My dearest boy, the greatest pride I have ever experienced was watching you in that kitchen. There are never going to be words to say how I feel about you, but I want you to know that I see you as you really are, and I see your truth, and I wish you all of the happiness in the new world with your special friend. I once had a special friend like that too. It's more common than you think. But don't let most people know. You don't want to go to prison. Anyway, you always have my blessing, and if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to write me.
And then ask the Lady Spencer.
Yeah. No. All right. Yeah. And ask the Lady Spencer. Your mother and father love you dearly. Forever and ever. And if you ever do need to marry a woman for the sake of cover, find a dowager. She will most likely understand. And perhaps even be delighted.
Bertrand, it's midnight. Where are you? Bang, bang, bang on the wall.
Anyway, there's a certain magic that happens when it's more than 2 people. I hope you learn this someday. His mustache will not stay on. All right. Love your real father. Yes. Okay. And then the next one's to the Lady Charlotte.
Right after she banged on the door. Oh, well then, in that case.
I'm not so good with words. I'm a great speaker. Many people have told me they love to hear me talk, but I want to take the time to really put my feelings into words as I write to you. We have been denied much happiness. The world does not want, anybody to be happy, I guess. They're both falling on.
You're talking too vigorously.
It's really romantic. Oh, your mustache.
Yeah. The world does not want us to be happy. So let's show them what we think of them. Let us get married. Please, nothing would do me more than honor, except knowing my gay son is happy. That is great. Oh, by the way, our son is gay. Anyway, I hate my brother, and I know this would make him angrier than anything. And let's piss everyone off and have the most garish wedding possible. Please, I love you. Okay.
The response back, which is, we can have the party, but hell, I'm actually marrying you. I'm not a dowager for nothing.
This is why she's goals, alright?
Yeah.
She's like, what's mine is mine, and what's yours is non-existent and will not be from mine.
I was imagining the mustache was falling off during that letter writing just because he was shaving as he was writing both of those letters.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want to have any 5 o'clock shadows. That'd be painful.
I mean, that's thoughtful. That's love right there. Okay. right, AJ? It's okay. Compose yourself. Margaret is going to. Do we have like a specific timeline when these things would have been written? Okay.
It can be projected forward.
Okay. Margaret is going to write a letter to her father. Dear father, I am sure that you will be pleased to hear that I am quite settled in my new home, and I very much look forward to your coming to visit as soon as possible. I think that you will find me quite comfortably situated in my new marriage. Jasper says hello. It was quite kind of you to hide your surprise when I informed you that I would be marrying Jasper. I know that that was not exactly a possibility that you had hoped for. And I must say, it quite took me by surprise as well. Certainly, I had always looked very kindly and very fondly upon Jasper, but had never thought to examine my feelings for Jasper at any great length. And so when finally confronted with Jasper's feelings for me, I think that my own quite overtook me. Though I do not think that you were right to make my inheritance contingent upon my marriage, I do think that perhaps there was some wisdom in your belief that once I found the right match, I would be most happy. I hope to see you soon for, at least for the marriage of Charity to Theodore. Unfortunately, Jasper will not be able to attend as he has family business to deal with in the South. In the Americas. The South Americas.
Could have just said Europe. No. He's in Brazil.
But as she is very much family, I hope that you will wish them well. All of my love, Margaret. And then a second letter, this one addressed to Gerald. Every time I have to look at what your last name is. I'm sorry. I remember Gerald, though.
Hawkins.
Hawkins. Dear Mr. Hawkins, I hope this letter finds you well and that you and Isaac are well situated now you're in the Americas. It is my great hope that Jasper and I will be able to, perhaps once Theodore is well settled, come visit you and see what sort of life you are making for yourselves. Mary sends her regards. I have also recently met with...
I think so.
Elaine.
I have also recently met with Elaine. She is quite lovely. I am incredibly grateful to you for making her acquaintance to me. I think that there are many bright and interesting things in my future, and for the first time in quite a long time, I am very much looking forward to what lies ahead. All the best to you and Isaac. Charity sends her regards. Sincerely, Margaret.
Anything from the dean?
Edward Dean! Addressed to Gerald. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Addressed to Gerald. Gerald! It has been quite some time since I have seen you, since you have run off to the Americas. Oh, God, what am I gonna say? Did you give the Baroness a name?
No, you can use whatever. you
Oh,
want.
sweet. Victoria and I have recently made our nuptials, and I must say, though I remain as ever incredibly deeply in love with her, there was a very good-looking bridesmaid at this ceremony. Gerald, I am in hell. Where are you? You have left me here to my own devices, and I fear what my devices may lead me to. Perhaps I will come see you and Isaac and see what the pair of you are getting up to. Wait, that sounded wrong. I hope that the things that you are getting up to are very... Wait, scratch that. Scratch. I hope that you are making many delicious cakes, I guess, because is that what you're doing now? Is that what is happening? I know he's a chef. I don't understand. but I'm trying to be supportive. Have you met any lovely women? Scratch that out. Scratch that out. Victoria sends her regards. What have I done? Sincerely, Edwin.
Okay, I got 3 to write. So it's gonna go Gerald, Theodore, Gerald. So the first one is from Gerald to Margaret, and it's a short one, and it goes, I'm glad you found your happiness, and I hope the politics never get in the way, Gerald. And then at the end, not of any military rank. And then, P.S. I fully expect your adventures to hit America soon, or I'll be very disappointed. Okay, next one is from Theodore to Jasper, the real Jasper. Jasper, you're my best friend, and I thought that it's only appropriate for me to let you know every part of my life. I wish you were here for see the love that blossoms, both with me and your sister and her best friend. Every day brings
Gal pal.
Every day brings new pleasures, new joys, and new difficulties. I never thought that would be simple, and it isn't. But at the same time, it's worth every second of it. We're married now, and though children are not necessarily part of the near-term future, it might be a bridge we cross one day. When it does happen, I would like to name one of my firstborns, Jasper. I'm both happy and sad. I'm happier than I've ever been, but I'm sad that my happiness comes at the cost of you. I hope that, if not in this life, then the next, everything you have done to me will come around 10 times over again, because of you, I found my true love, and because of you, I found a way to make it to a world that was so confusing to me. This is the last time I'll be writing you, for I need to move on. But I'll let you know that your sister's in good hands. We'll live a long life together. Us 3. Yes, 3. Sometimes politics can go to hell. Your brother, Theodore. Okay, and the last one is Gerald. And this one's to Mary. To my dearest cousin Mary. Yes, I said dearest cousin, to hell with any other way of saying it, because you are my favorite. Far more than Charlotte. Even though I don't hate her anymore, you're still far more pleasant.
It's not hard.
I've been up to a lot lately. I'm in Ohio now. Yes, Ohio. What a strange name for a strange land, but it is fantastic. I ride every day.
Just go.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I ride every day. I practice swordplay for fun, but I don't trade in war anymore, though I feel that there will always be in need of a soldier. I feel that life is beyond me now. So I read. I write as best I can, though Isaac says that I write chicken scratches. I think he's crazy, but so be it for love. And I eat. Dear God, do I eat. Every day is a treasure and experience. Eggs Benedict.
Who even knows what that is?
Hollandaise is French.
Hollandaise.
Spy.
Gorgonzola. Jeez. There are so many majestic foods I've never tried before, and nor would I tried had I not met Isaac. I feel like the food is an example, or perhaps analogy for what we are. I am, and I will always be, a soldier at heart, even if I let go of the gun. And Isaac is an artist. I'll try to keep making ends meet as I can, make our fortune grow, and Isaac will bring new art to the world. I hear you're doing well in London, that you are going to gain the Dowager's fortune. Should you find yourself unhappy there, know that you will always have a place at our homestead. Your favorite cousin, Gerald.
Mary will write a brief letter in return to both Gerald and probably similar one to Margaret, just thanking you. Thank you for your hospitality during my stay in Daventry. I look forward to perhaps returning someday. In the meantime, I am in London and looking to seek my fortunes and to find my own way in the world. I am grateful that you showed me what is truly possible when one works for something one desires. Your friend, your cousin, Mary. And the last thing that each of you receive is a wedding invitation between Lady Agnes Croft and Lord Charles Earl of Pembroke. Mic drop.
We know who wins this game now.
Yeah.
And that
Agnes is the best.
is where we will end tonight's final episode of Manor speaking. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who joined us on this delightful journey. That was a very long letter writing. That took us almost 45 minutes of letters.
There were a lot of feels to write.
A lot of feelings.
A lot of feelings.
A lot of feelings. I'm going to read donations, and you were all incredible.
Yeah.
You were all incredible. Thank you for the
Seriously.
raid that we had. Thank you for everybody who's new here. We will be back again soon with more shows. So if you are new here, definitely hit that follow button so you know when to find us next and check us out on the various social medias. So our first donation that came through after the break, I believe, was that ridiculous one from Adotillin with $206.31. And there was no message. So this one will be just a piece of advice. I think the summary for this show. Find yourself a dowager.
Yeah.
The next one is
I want that
Trooper
on a shirt.
SJP with $20. Would be a good shirt.
Yeah.
Or we can have a two-part like text emote Dow Adger.
Yeah.
I want that on a shirt that just says keep calm and find a dowager.
With a fan.
Yes!
Yes.
Make that fan art, please.
I will
The
wear
next
that.
one is from Trooper SJP with $20. This donation is for the dramatic charity Jasper Reveal to Theodore. I'm here for Transman Jasper and Theodore, one true pairing forever. There was I don't know how we made it this gay, but we made it. It was just everyone was like, here's a little bit, and someone's like, how about a little bit more?
Someone in chat was like, oh look, Jasper and Margaret
43.
being the most adorable couple, and then Andy and AJ like, hold my beer.
Yeah. Pretty much.
The next one was from Vicerin. Oh, sorry, another one from Adotillin with $80. Holy shit! Holy shit! Thank you. And there is no message on this one. So what's another piece of advice that we have?
Edward Dean.
Edward Dean.
Always make it gay.
Then Vicerin with $5. Thank you guys for such a great show. Hopefully some of these delightful characters will be back for the second season.
We'll see. I feel like there's a whole new host of characters we can make it gay with.
Yeah.
So
Rabbit
much
Knave with
difference.
$25.31 couldn't leave that weekly goal so close and yet unmet. Standing ovation, encore, encore.
Ooh, thank you.
William underscore TW with $5.55. Clap, clap. William underscore TW with $5.59. This Lady Charlotte is charming 37-year-old lady, so benevolent, less than 3. Diana X Moon X Diana Moon X with $10. If you can read this happy drunk Lady Charlotte. Oh! If you can read this as happy drunk Lady Charlotte, I definitely can. Oh, the best friendships, yay! You're welcome, awesome, epic Kermit, flailing heart and tokens to everyone. The trick is just hold your mouth like this.
Yeah.
You're frowning because there is no joy in your life. And then last but not least, William underscore TW with another $5.55. Many thanks to Aria for Charity, Jasper, and Bertrand. No, not last. Refresh. I'm doing it. I thought I'd refresh.
Jordan, what did you do?
What happened?
Oh, Jordan.
It's very slow. It's very slow.
Dancing interlude. Dancing interlude. Voguing interlude.
I'm sorry I lost it at Ica. Oh, Jordan win with $150. Let's
what?
piss everybody off! Yeah! Question 3.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody. You have all been amazing and joining us on this journey. I have had an absolute delight putting the show on and facilitating this adventure. Let's talk about where we can find people next, and then I'll remind you of upcoming shows.
Talk about Storybrewers and the Kickstarter.
Oh, yes. As a reminder, if you haven't yet, there is only a small number of hours left to back the Storybrewers Kickstarter. They are an amazing, lovely duo of women that we have had the opportunity to interview. You can see that interview on our channel, as well as support and help produce and create the show, because their system is super cool. So back the system. There's a bunch of stretch goals that are already unlocked. And you can support it and help support indie games out there in the world.
And you too can make Jane Austen super gay.
You too, yes, you
want,
can.
if that's your
Also,
thing.
I believe a certain Lady Margaret might be showing up as a gentry of note.
Yeah!
And I heard a rumor that maybe Lady Charlotte will. Someone told me.
I did hear that rumor as well.
Yeah.
Bertrand
So-
needs to show
Wait,
up.
can I use a token to confirm that rumor?
The room is confirmed. It now has a token that can be used. So check out the Storybrewers Kickstarter. The link is in chat. They're an awesome duo, so go take a look at that. They also have some other games out that are very cool as well. So with that, where can we find you next, Andy? Where can you be found?
Well, you can just find me on Twitter at space_cat189. You can also find me on Twitch with the same name. I'm going to be streaming again soon. I know I did one stream recently, and then it was but I need to get more RAM for my computer.
Where else can you be found in the near future?
You can also find me continuing being on GeekSpaceTV with Eat, Pray, Kill. It's a little show that's coming up. It's going to be rad. Yeah.
What's that?
Next Friday.
It's next Friday.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know he might have more to say. Deep thoughts. Yes, you can find me on Twitter at Kenki Soda. I try to post a large variety of content and not just sad memes and rage and giggles. And then I will be back here next Friday for Eat, Pray, Kill. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm extremely excited. Super excited for more intense costuming because this is way too much fun. And, yeah, that's about it. That's all I do on the internet.
Y'all can find me at Lizzie the Bold on the Twitches and the Twitters. On my personal channel, I'm currently taking a hiatus for a little while. However, you can still find me on Twitch right here. Not on next Friday, because I'm not on Eat, Pray, Kill. But you can find me here on Wednesday, sitting over where Andy's sitting.
Captain's back.
Team Power Top. And playing Ziana. the captain of the Batleth on Leviathan Distant Stars. She's tall, she's red, she's scaled, she's a badass. Sort of like Margaret. You can see where I got it from.
Margaret's red?
No. Margaret is in fact a lizard woman.
I'll explain a few things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to.
She's always sleeping under like a little lamp. So strange.
Oh, can that be canon now? Is there a heat lamp in Ziana's room?
Ziana just like it warm.
One time I saw her lick her eyeball. It was weird. It was weird.
No, Ziana does not lick her own eyeball. That is not okay. Who are you?
I don't know
Save
anymore.
me.
Hi, you can find me at Algernon Bolden because I don't have a creative handle. You get to see me next Friday as well on Eat, Pray, Kill, where I get to play a very different character than Mr. Hawkins. Otherwise, just catch me online or on the Baltic forums.
I forgot. Before Leviathan, you can also catch me on Tuesday on Random Tuesdays channel where I'm playing Ranger Corvus on a Sailor Moon RPG called Celestial Rangers.
What?
And, you know,
Do you know
like...
about this?
No. I'm very excited to hear this.
It's gonna be episode 4, and you know, like whatever, like my character just doesn't really care if you show up or not. It's fine, but I mean, I guess it's gonna be kind of cool. I guess I'm sort of kind of going on a date also with a girl because everything I do is super gay. Yeah. Like, I thought this show I was maybe not gonna be, but no, fuck it. Make it gay, you cowards.
Yes.
I am Random Tuesday. I have been your facilitator for this. You can catch me streaming on my own channel, Random Tuesday, and on Tuesday next week, I will be doing a double stream, my channel, twice, catch it. But most importantly, we will have episode 4 of Celestial Rangers. We will be hosted by the Geek Space, which will be amazing. So thank you, and GeekSpace for being awesome and making my life easier.
You're welcome.
And I'm very excited, and we have awesome players like Lizzie the Bold and Strix and Christina Horner and Jackie Dash. So come see that. It's going to be great. It's pretty gay. And also I will be here doing Leviathan Distant Stars, and you can also catch me on Sunday running another show, which is also pretty gay. Although slightly less so far, because there's been way more politics than there has been actual sex moves. Because we're playing Monster Hearts on Sunday.
What?
Yeah, I know.
All
I know.
right.
They were,
I mean,
they
of
were
all
like,
the things to
they're like
not be super
backstabbing and lying and cheating, but very little flirting. Like, there is some, but most of them are doing it as a
like-
way to get, like, a means to an end.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Monster Hearts, like that's super.
Yeah, it's super gay. But they're mostly just being like, politics. Like, you're teenagers. You're great. So, all the things. Thank you for donating. Thank you for being here and watching and sharing out the stream. Definitely go check out the Kickstarter for Storybrewers and our Patreon for support in the meantime. And we will see you guys next week on Wednesday. Goodbye, everybody.